All right, here we're going to be demonstrating the disassembly of the CIRT Impactor Assembly itself. This is a little trickier and does require some fixturing. You'll see here this plate with the two guide bars. This is something we've come up here in our shop. There's any number of ways to do this. But you will need to secure the assembly by these two flats on the impactor shaft itself. You can do that in a standard bench vise if you want, but you do have the difficulty of, or you occasionally will mar the shaft. So once the shaft is secured in some way, take a 3/16 drift pin and start driving out the pin here at the end of the piston head, which retains that piston head on the shaft. Now this pin is quite long and it can sometimes be difficult to get it all the way out with a standard drift pin. A cheat that I've come up with is take a old drill bit or some other long pin which is slightly smaller than 3/16 and use that to finish driving the pin. There you go, our pin is out. This pin should not be reused because the force of driving it in and out tends to mushroom its heads. So once it's removed, it should be discarded and a new pin used during the reassembly. The next step is this piston head is threaded onto the end shaft. Take the same pen wrench that we used to remove the end nut, and again there are two holes. And this is where you really need the impactor shaft firmly clamped in some way. And it should take a good strike at the end of the wrench to break it free. And then it should twist free by hand from there. Next come off the bumpers, the reset collar, and at the end of the end nut, there are two plates which are retaining our guide sleeves. Those will have to be removed with an Allen key. Where are my Allen keys? Now to get the guide bearings out, you'll need to break the shaft free from its detents. Alright, the next step is to remove the two bronze bearing sleeves which are in the end nut. Now sometimes these will drop out pretty much on their own, but after wear they can sometimes be deformed and it may take a good bit of force to get them out. One suggestion is you can use the guide collar as a way to give yourself some elevation. You'll be provided with one bearing removal tool. This will mount this way. Try to line it up with 1/2 of the bearing sleeve itself and then strike it gently. And I can see that the brass sleeve is starting to drop out. And there you go. Once one is out, the other usually comes fairly easily. But again, sometimes, there we go. Sometimes it does take a slight impact with the bearing removal tool to get it free. Once those are out, you can remove the shaft itself from the end nut, and we have one completely disassembled impactor assembly.